Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night to wherever and whenever you may be tuning in. I just finished the video yesterday. Want to let you guys know I apologize for the sound quality. We're hoping that we are live and connected here. I did my best here to kind of optimize this thing here so things will load in a little better. Also learned where the ruler tools were. We can definitely use the radius if we ever need to grab that. We can draw a line. We can do all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know much about it. Don't get twisted here, but yeah. So let's go ahead and do one sound check, and then we will go from there. Bear with me here. All right, so here we go. So I made a comment that I was going to go check out the Eye of the Sahara and go back over that with my analytics here, see what I could come up with. I also found some other things. I just was looking around. I told myself, let's just go listen to some relaxing music and take a look at things. So I'm not going to end with the Eye of the Sahara on this one. This one shouldn't be an hour long, this compilation here. But yeah, so let's go to where we were here. I guess I can mark these. So if you guys see Google Earth, where do you know that Google Earth is good for leaving Easter eggs and little tidbits in their maps? I mean, they speak and double speak all the time. If you're familiar, they do have the strip anomaly. Yeah, this is it. This is what I want to show you guys anyway, so we'll go back. If you're familiar, they do have that strip anomaly here in the North Pole that I will be doing a video on. I said I wasn't, but I've gotten too far now. And I am going to need the community's help here. Here it is. If you're familiar, there's strip data here that doesn't match what we see here. Okay, and I actually found something in here where it looks like we might be able to actually pull it off and stitch it together like a puzzle. And I think it'd be a dope idea if someone could show me where I could grab this strip data and stitch it together like a picture, because I think we might have a picture of Mount Meru or the tree in here. I found something. Might as well show it now. It might take a moment to find. This stuff is hard. Like, some of this stuff you'll see is blacked out, but look at this. See this here? That's an image. That's almost like a direct photograph. You see that in the background here? Do you see, this is the skyline, this is the flat plane here, do you see that? Then this is the ground. So even though we're looking down on it as a semi-light image, what they're showing you here is a photograph at about a what would you say that is? Not 45, 135 degree angle downwards from the point that we're looking at the screen. Does that make sense to you? And if you look here, and you look here, these two images stitched together, like this one goes on top of this one, or this one goes like here, but you see there's something going on out here. Do you see that? You see that? See? Green terrain, cloud coverage. This is the cloud layer level. Okay? This is the flat plane, this is the sky behind us. What the hell is this here? This is an image. And I don't know. Is that a tree? What's going on here? You see how it's you see what's going on? Now look at this one. That's supposed to connect to it. See? More plane. Flat earth plane. You'll see like some of these images here, look. Ice sheets. Clouds over top of it. It doesn't match the angle. So I think that the best way to really go through this here is to have someone like pull this off and come up with some sort of scripting tool, coding tool that will stitch this together based on an algorithm. Or you guys can try to strip this off and then try to piece it together like a puzzle. Like, look at this. This is a photograph. This isn't a satellite image, dude. This is a angled photograph that doesn't match the down. It doesn't match. So hopefully everybody can see that. I'm not going to go all the way over it because it's a lot of speculation, but you can see a lot of cover-ups, a lot of shadows, a lot of 3D mapping, like for their 3D models. And the shadows that those cast, and you can see that the shadows are left behind, but the buildings and the renderings were taken out, and they left like a blank slate for the ground. You can go see that in that strip data in the North Pole, and that's kind of like an LOL or Easter egg left by Google, either intentionally. It's a total accident. If intentional, is to say, hey, there is something up here, but we can't tell you what. Oh, I do know what I want to show you. Excuse me. This is what I mean about the trolling that they do. Is that it? There's like a man in a hat with glasses. Bear with me here. Just a quick update. I'm still looking for the man. I promised that he was here. But here's another of these photographs here. Look, flat Earth plane. And is this like a close-up view of the Aurora Borealis from? Here's more of that weird-looking structure here that was attached. Anyways, like, what is this? Look at that. Interesting stuff. Alright, be right back. Alright, so I didn't find the dude in the hat. He looks like the guy in the hat, like he looks like a Carmen Sandiego character, you know, all black with just the eyes. You know, that sort of, you can't get me, I'm the criminal guy, the thief, you know, sort of archetype. He looks like from Fallout Shelter or whatever. I can't find it. It's not really that important. It looked like it was like him, like smoke, kind of like saying, haha, smoke and mirrors or something. But as I kept looking for this thing, I found more stuff, guys, and I guess I have to talk on it now. We'll go to the Eye of the Sahara in a minute, because it's not as crazy. I'd rather stay in the realm of crazy. I found some other stuff here. I'm definitely going to do a video. I actually recommend everyone to just take time to, you know, go look at the strip themselves. It's actually quite long. Anyone that's found this before, I thought that it went from here, excuse me, to the North Pole, right? But you actually find, oh, look, there's a circle there. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? There's a circle there. Did y'all see that line? Anyways, it goes from the center of the North Pole and actually goes up through this landmass and touches here. Let me show you something. And here's what I wanted to show. Remember I was saying about this shelf line didn't make sense? It doesn't make sense. But then if you look here, if you follow this, can't really see what's going on here, right? Here we see shoreline, what, broken ice. But then we see here, look at this. You could literally walk from this road, and this is all land. Now, there's really not a whole lot to see. I did go scan over this. This is all green land. But does that mean that this image is being blurred out, and this was taken prior to this particular flooding? And they have images and data. Now here, there's going to be vast distances of all these little trickled in, like, look at all this water. If you look at the angles of these images, it doesn't really fit where we're looking at, because we're looking at top down. We're looking at a top down view of the planet. These images are taken at an angle. And you'll see that there's these little islands, and I can't tell if these are like scattered clouds or what have you. But you'll see that there's these little islands, and they're back to the same jazz, you know, covering up whatever's on the island. But none of this stuff actually is on the planet. I don't know. This looks familiar though. This looks familiar. Anyways, I want everybody to take a look at it. I believe that these, look at this. I believe it may stitch into something, like that picture. See, now we're looking at photographs of ice. Do you see how they can go from this to an actual image of the ice? You know, blurred out. It's just weird. It's like a reverse double negative. Is that a crater there? More ice sheets. More ice sheets. Clouds as well. See, some of these look like cloud covered. Yeah, this isn't really doing. I might cut this part from the video, but I want y'all to check this out and see if we can pull this, because there's an image of something in here. There's photographs in this. Like this here. Look at that. This is part of that. Y'all played the games when y'all was kids, when y'all put things together. This is a photograph at the same angle. I think they're hiding something. Now when you put it all together, it's still going to look all crappy, but there should be some sort of image that starts to coalesce here. Anyway, I'm also thinking some of the angles and great distances, that not all the land indicated in the strip represents what's going on here. I think that what they're indicating in the strip is going on here. Okay. Alright. Yeah. So. Alright, let me breathe real quick. There's so much I want to talk about with that strip data, but we're going to leave that for a moment, and I shall return. Alright, we're back. I'm still bummed I couldn't find what I was trying to show you guys on the North Pole strip. North Pole. What does that mean? The North Pole strip. Hey, was it Wise Up? Wise Up? What's going on, brother? We never met, but I've commented a couple times. And who else? Mud Fossil University. Brother, I disagree that this is a dragon. This actually, brother, fits my theory of the wood. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you look at it, this is all part of the same feature. And it stretches all across the land because it's a root. I mean, I know that, you know, we're talking about these fluty things, but if we get down on it, they're not fluty. They're micro roots. So I do like the idea of giant dragons littered. I mean, look at what the hell we're talking about, right? I do like the idea of giant dragons littered across the surface of the plane. But after the research I've already presented, we can't really call this a carcass. Another thing is, organics break down and wither away, you know, a lot more quickly than something like a petrified, I don't know, like a tree, right? Because it can turn into stone. You know, we just, organics would break down quicker than some sort of inorganic. If I'm comparing the organic structure of wood to the organic structure of flesh. Hopefully that makes sense to someone. Like the idea, I remember seeing, you know, dragon scales. I don't see dragon scales. Not anymore. Look at that. Do you see dragon scales? No, we had to go in a little more. These aren't scales. These are micro roots, stretching all through this place. This whole place is a tree. Anyways, here. A little depressed, so I stayed up late last night doing my best to find something new, because I could tell that my light is on, and that I can probably get a lot of information right now from the source. So here's what I came up with. Here, we got this. We got our rings. We got, you know, some weird shit. Looks like an eye. right? Looks kind of like an eye. Looks like some sort of amoeba growth. Alright, so I did my best to compare similar features and formations and come up with a theory and thesis. So here, we got this outline here. You see this? See that outline? And it's laying on this. Okay. Now let's go in. Take a look. Remember how we talked about Mount Tanzania and how the inside of a tree, it's got the softer material in the middle. Here's what we got. Here's our, meaty area outside of that. Here's another ring, more rings. This is actually probably the best representation of great formations being trees on the planet. Actually, it literally looks so good. It's that our brains aren't allowing us to identify this as a tree stump because it's ground down. Now they have this listed at 0 feet. I don't know why they have it at 0 feet. Doesn't really make sense that this is sea level. Only if they're trying to hide something. So let's keep going. This is just, it bothers me. This research bothers me because everything's dead and dying. So look at this. We got the same feature here. Here's the smoking gun on the Eye of the Sahara. Okay, see this? How we got this? Here, look, same features. Look at that. See? Same features. Can we agree? Nod your head, yes. All right. Look at this. Ooh, look at this. Look, ooh, detail. Look at this thing. Ooh, but look, more wood. You know, I'd love to be excited about it, but more wood. Don't lie to yourselves, guys. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're looking at and why it looks this way here in a second. Oh, man. Looking at all this sand depresses me because I know what this sand is. Alright. Look, it's more of the same feature over here. Look. You know what that is? I'll show you. It's this. It's the shelf. It's the last shelf that was here. They said that a great sea, or not the Nile, guys, like a great sea, like a great, it was great, ran through here, like a great sea or channel. Let's go look for some dam roots. See, everything got eroded though. I don't see any dam roots. Kind of like one of the fallen, waterways. This was a great sea here. And we're looking at in the Eye of the Sahara. This was the old floor of the sea that was here. These are the roots that build the shelf. Okay, you'll see an elevation. If they had elevation data here, you would see immediately that this is whatever feet here. This is some sort of hole or what have you. I would like to compare this with this length here, height here. This height with this height. Probably similar though. So all the Eye of the Sahara is, there's a tree here. Okay. Because this area got dried out, or it dammed the other water up, it didn't allow the flows to keep going, because clearly the water flowed this, right? The tree died and deteriorated and blew off and blew this down into this little crevasse. We have a hidden valley area here, and it would blow down in here and create a little bowl effect. All this sand, all this silicone sand is the trees, guys. All of this stuff. Found something else too last night. You guys should like this. All this sand that got deposited here is all the excess silicone from the dead trees that have withered away. I found here, look what I found here in Africa. Look at that, another sap flow. Okay, another sap flow. Dead area, another tree root. Okay, and now you can just look at it per color. You can look over here, you can see arid, and you can see sap. I mean, right, can we say that's a sap flow as I described earlier? And look, it comes down here, kind of settles out a little bit, does its own thing. Here, look, excess sap here. Right, see that? I wouldn't even actually say that's sap. That's the shaved off tree. If you look at this stuff, though, if that's the base of the tree, and this is the base of the tree, look how that's shaved there. And we're asking ourselves how the other trees are shaved. What was going on the bottom of the seafloor that would shave all this stuff like that? Like turbulent forces stirring the water around or something. Cool stuff, right, guys? So we got excess spillage of the amber here. We have a nice good wood base that shows the roots go back into the ground here. It was shaved off at the top for some reason, different than our trees were that we found already. This is like a cause of something. Something did that, not like a tool, like some sort of effect. Look at this root here. Look at that one. Okay. Oh man, when you look at it, it all sticks out, doesn't it? So you then see, look at this, more sap. Sap pulled up over here. See? Sap pulled off over here. Sorry about the clip there. Pulled off, dried up in the sand. So now using that theory, we can just kind of skim the planet. It just, maybe you guys can hear it in my voice. Look at this. Orange. We got the same orange. Probably shouldn't be hard to find. Let's see if we can find the sap here. I'd say it still looks like sap. Let's see if we can find the flow. It looks like it pulled up over here. Oh, here we go. See? Yeah, it pulled up over here. Okay. So we now know that when we see these orangish, dark brownish areas, these are all petrified sap. Look at that root there. Look at that root there. I mean, the image that is in my mind about what this looked like, if this didn't happen underwater, this would have been terrifying and sad. Just like when that tree from Avatar fell, this would have broke or split open. There would have been sap flowing everywhere, killing all the vegetation. I mean, these are large swaths of areas here, guys. Look at that, 1,500 square miles of sap. And that's just one corner. Here's another area. This is all through the desert. Here, look. More sap, more sap. See more wood underneath. More petrified sap there. You can see it in all these dark orange zones. Same here. Look, you see how it bubbled? It bubbled the sand. More sap. More dead roots preserved in the sap. Does that make sense? Because the sap didn't allow it to deteriorate. It binded with the sap. So now we get it to look like this. But you see how they're flat? No one went through and flattened that shit, bro. That might be the abrasion from the sand, though. Too much other stuff going on, man. Look, another sap. Looks like it was leaking sap all over here. Another one over here. Look, another sap flow. See? Sap flow. Sap flow. Bubbled up and through the sand. Okay. Sap flows, you know, more, look at that. Look at that, guys. Like, you know, damn. I like being right. I do. I like being right. This might be my calling. Look, more bunched up sap, bunched up sap. bunched up sap. So let's zoom out. You guys see where this is going. Dirt is dirt. This orange stuff is where the big large roots came up out of the ground and maybe were sheared off and caused it to bleed. The earth bled. Look at that. Boom. That one, there's a pool of it and it got covered up. So, you know, I don't know. I kind of haven't. I don't know if it's ironic that it looks like an eye. I almost think the Illuminati probably did this stupid ass shit, man. Because, you know, they love putting their stuff everywhere. This could be a fish mud fossil. Now, if you look, nothing really fits. When you really look, these aren't veins. These are more. This is more of what we discovered already, guys. It's micro roots. And, you know, our eyes are trying to build a fish, right? You got a fish here. And that's not the fin, man. That's the root running across the planet, and it's sheared off in place, and it's leaking every damn where. Look at that. Something happened there too. That probably didn't always exist. Maybe that did, but it almost makes sense that it didn't. That water pushed that open, and that became the great opening there to the sea. I need to collect my head and change my vibes. I will get right back with you. Bye. Alright, what's going on? So I had to collect my thoughts, collect my brain. Man, just thinking about what's happened here. Whoever did it, I don't care who did it right now. Whoever did this stuff here, look at this. There's probably a sap flow over here too. Whoever did this stuff, man, I don't know. One could speculate. Something I was thinking about though, and I'm gonna, you know, change the vibe and show you what I found, is if this is based like the old Norse mythology or whatever, and you know, there was a tree of life and it connects to, you know, the realms, the upper realm, right? And then the realms connect that our tree, like God of War. If everybody's familiar with how the tree connects the realms and stitches the fabric of reality, and if I believe I proved to everyone that the tree of life has been killed. So if that to be true, if the tree of life has been killed and or dying, wouldn't that mean that our connection to those other realms has been severed? Right? And those other realms have also been severed if we were supposed to be Midgard. I was thinking about that. It's like, you know, it's kind of like burning the bridge, you know what I mean? Like, literally all the bridges were burnt. Then that would make sense why the forces of evil or Satan or whatever you want to identify this thing is, you know, the spider entities or whatever, that would make sense that, you know, we're quote unquote in a dome, or, you know, quote unquote stuck here, or, you know, aliens are doing this to us, and they created our species as a slave species, and, you know, and their bastardization and their all of their different things that they do with the elite, all that's evil stuff, drinking blood, adrenochrome, sex rituals, right? Kidnapping, all that stuff, cloning, right? All that stuff can only go on because we're cut off from the source. We're cut off from the roads that allow the other folks that would come and back us up to come over and back us up. I don't know, something I was thinking about as to why the world is as bad as it is. But yeah, so something I want to show you. What was it called? Hera. Look at this place, guys. You might have heard of it. Let's look at it. This place, first off, is beautiful. This is where you see all those like Tahiti, you know, resorts and trips for couples that are retired and all that. Look at this place. Okay. So first off, I'm gonna jump down and show you that there is, you know, development here. So look at this place. Look at this place. All right, look at this. Boom. Look at this. We've already seen a lot of these formations before, guys. We almost don't have to go over too much about what they are. If we go in, look at the nutrient runoff. Got trees growing. Natural trees growing. Perhaps natural trees growing. Why? Because there's forestation going on over the entirety of the islands. And you can almost see that all the trees planted aren't naturally occurring. But like some of them do appear that way, but see how fresh they are? I don't know. Looks like this whole place has been created. But when you look at it, you can see they didn't create this shit at all, man. Now, I realized that there was some like fuckery going on once I seen how messed up the images are stitched together. I don't know if they're doing that to try to showcase the tourist spot and then try to put the other, but like, see, look at this. Here they got some sort of flows here. Can't really explain why. Don't really have to. All you gotta do is look at what we're looking at. You can see this is the outer, like, this is like the tree. This is the outer. Because remember, these are supposed to be silicon trees, so the outer bark break down in the sand. And the inner bark, and this is post-flood. That means that this entire thing was, again, man, drilled out or quarried out, or the sand got it. Winds of time got it. I was looking at distances here to see if we could hide some lies here pretty well. Oops. We got, you know, damn, I'm doing it wrong. How do I? Alright, that's 23 miles. So our naked eye should be able to see. I believe that we can see that far. Someone check me on that, but I think it would be hard to hide too much of anything. But if you look, it still appears to be cored out. So, you know, this could look like anything in the middle, and we don't have the data. Alright, damn, let me get rid of this thing. Look at this. Here's a real good one, guys, if you want to see what these things look like. Alright, so this is the tree. Alright, these are the veins that feed the inner core of the tree. Okay. We also have erosion now. So erosion is a thing. It's not like, you know, that's fake. Look at this. It almost looks like a cell or a nucleus. Alright. This just shows you the outside of the tree. This is the inside of the tree. Again, this is the white sands here. White sands. Look at these pools. I mean, this is a beautiful pool. I'd love to see this. But then, and you can see recent forestation. See? You can see the rows of trees. See? Those are, I mean, not the freshly planted ones. I'm talking about these ones. See? Forestation. They've been developing this shit for a little while. See what I'm saying? They don't even care how they lay them down sometimes. They're just like, let's get these damn trees in the ground. Fast! You see what I mean? They're developing the area and making it like a natural occurring place. You know, really? We're looking at another one of these trees. I urge everyone to go look at this. I mean, there's not, after you look at this stuff, it's hard to go back. Look at this. I know what I'm going to show you guys before I get out of here. Explain to you guys what happened with the tree sap. The sap really bothered me. It bothered my spirit, so I'm going to take a break and probably start working on the remasters and putting this stuff all together. I think I'm actually going to put everything together in a different like compilation and break this up into a series. Hopefully nobody minds that I do that. So Google Earth, thank you for your Easter eggs. If you can see here, there's these striations on the floor that point towards, like, for instance, a center point. And then you look and you see, oh, there's two hair here. But then let's go look I mean, even look at this. It points directly. Can we agree that this is a tree stump, guys? You see that? And they got the rest of the dam, you know, the bottom of it covered up, so you can't make it out. I mean, these shysters they're bothering me. Look at this thing. See, here's the base roots of the tree. Here's the point. Same thing here. See, roots. We got roots. We got roots. And we know that they're roots. We've seen these structures before, right? Now, we want to ask ourselves, like, what these, like, running things are. What these, like, running things are. What I will say they're not is valid. Reason being is because, like, so, like, you want to go look up these tracks, right? Well, look here, you got tracks, okay, and more trees. Look at this, more trees and striations. This stuff. Look at this thing. Man, was that another tree? A bubble? Like, what is? Why is it bubbling like that? We probably need to go pull this strip data too, guys. And you see that this is this, but they decided to gray this out so you could obfuscate the floor. We'd be able to make out what this shit is immediately if they didn't do that. So I want everybody to adjust their lenses when you're looking here in Google Earth. You know, take a look at what you can see. On the seafloor, we find all the top roots. All the top. We find other bottom roots too. I think these ones are like thin roots that the ciliae, I think that's called, are reaching upwards like a V. Like if I could draw it like this. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a center pulp tube, and those are going up into the soil like that, running underneath it. Like if you've ever seen like vines attached to brick, I think that's what we're looking at here. When we see this sort of track, because it doesn't make sense for this to be a vehicle. It doesn't make any sense for it to be a vehicle or a track that's stuck there or whatever. Because if this were like, you know, the ancient aliens and their machines, you know, it doesn't work. You see that? This actually works perfect. You got rocks on top of here. You got that running underneath. But over here, there's no tracks, but you see that underneath. So this is clearly the more shooting roots. And I think Google Earth is trying to troll some more. Here's another crater. There's another tree. It looks like the world tree was doing its best to grow and sprout up roots as it can. You know, this would almost be like sperm here. Yeah. So, now I'm going to cap it with that. Trying to think, did I forget anything? Click like, click subscribe. I always mess up that word, sub and like my channel. I should say that. Sub and like my channel. Let me know what you think. You want me to touch on anything? What you want me to do? I'm taking a look here. Look at this. Sap. Got some running sap here. We got the world tree root going through the middle. Deep. This is a thick root here, causing a big crack up. Assuming that this is real. Alright, well I'm gonna leave it at that and get ready to start clipping these videos, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.